Okay, fucking here we are, man, up in studio, 48th floor. I got my main man, Sneaky T. and
Uncle Sneaky.
Uncle Sneaky T.
That's really
and
gross.
fucking Oogie Googs over here in the corner.
Oogie Googie.
Oogie Googs,
Oogie
Alex
Goog.
Duran.
Oogie Googie. Do you remember how that story started? The Oogie Googster?
Oh, yeah, no, let's not tell fucking Oogie Googs. We'll look like
Okay.
total fucking losers.
Okay.
Anyways, I want to just give a huge fucking shout out to the new mayor of Surrey, Brenda Locke.
Brenda Locke, that's her name?
Yeah. Pretty fucking awesome. That's pretty funny. I guess Doug McCallum returned his car and it was all smashed.
Where he returned his car to?
Well,
City Hall.
yeah, City Hall. Fucking douchebag. Quick, funny little story when we were doing Crack Ass. Doug McCallum. Hey, do you remember that fucking... there was a news article of Doug McCallum kicking a soccer ball. It was like...
No, I don't.
It was years ago. So he runs up and he kicks the soccer ball, but when he kicked it, his face was all scrunched and they snapped the picture and they put it on the front page because they didn't like him, right?
Really?
Oh, fuck, was he pissed off, man. I talked to the... Because that's when they were doing like lots of media on Crack Ass, right?
Yeah,
So when I was talking to her, her friend worked in the office or was like the secretary. He fucking saw the front page, went into his office, destroyed his fucking whole... Like, he was breaking tables. He was fucking so mad that he
just
walked out
going
of there
angry.
and they had to clean it all up. So...
Yeah.
Guaranteed he fucking probably rammed a pole or something. Dickhead.
So he smashed his car.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Total douchebag.
I thought somebody had stolen his car and
What
parked
kind of
it
car
from
was
there.
it?
It's a Buick or some
Yeah,
shit.
it's a piece of shit car. Anyways.
It's probably a nicer car than I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There we
A
go.
little bit better. You might not see me there, but...
I don't know. We're gonna have to do a
That's good.
camera check now.
No, that's good. That's
No,
good. That's
we're
good.
good. So what's up, Sneaky T?
I'm not.
You look
answering to that.
sneaky with that mustache. Jesus, that's
Oh,
gross.
yeah.
Delicious, but delicious, isn't
That's
it?
gross, man.
El Grosso.
It is. At least you're getting a head start for November. Right?
No, it's coming off this Friday.
Oh, come on. Why, man?
No, I did
good.
I just did it for fun. You know,
Yeah, man.
took me like 3 months to grow this.
Well, fuck, man. Brook Mirror, they're tearing it down. What do you guys? What's your take on
Yeah,
that?
that's kind of odd, man. When I saw it a couple weeks ago, there's that like I don't even know when actually that was built, but that's been around forever, man. It's got to be a couple decades.
50 years for sure.
Oh,
5-0.
Jesus.
5-0 for sure.
Yeah. It made me sad when I saw the proposal for rezoning
Yeah,
signs
me
go
too.
up, and I was like, "Fuck!" And
Yeah,
then
I hadn't even seen that. Like when we were driving by,
Yeah.
Ray, and I just saw everything was boarded up. I was like, "What the hell is
I
going on?"
want to know what
man?
they did with all those people. If they kicked them out all at once, or if they were just like let people go. You know, like a few families go per month at a certain, here,
Yeah.
there.
I don't know. Fuck.
Because we already have shitty fucking housing, like housing crisis. So
They probably just ended up cutting the water off.
I guess if you want people out, just cut all the
Yeah.
fucking utilities.
Yeah, I'd say see you later.
Oh yeah.
It is Brook Mirror.
Well, I guess that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to try to get the mayor on this podcast. Hey.
she ain't coming on here.
Yeah, she might.
No. Why in the fuck would she come on here with you?
Well, you never know, man. Just
Yeah.
Give it a whirl, right?
Hey, Alex, do you remember the cop story?
The cop story? What cop story? There's lots
The
of
one
cops.
where Gerbil and you were stealing beef jerky?
Oh, yeah, man.
So where Jeremy got caught and got a court date for beef jerky at 18.
Yeah, that was actually, that's
Oh,
quite a
man.
story, man.
What happened with that? Like, how did that come about?
So I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna call them
A and B.
friend A and friend B because
Perfect.
I'd rather leave the names out of this story. But what ended up actually happening was friend A and friend B and myself were in a vehicle, and they were actually smoking weed. I wasn't. I was actually having a couple beers, and or actually they wanted to smoke weed, but they didn't have any zigzags. So we ended up actually going to the Mac store, right?
Yeah.
So we ended up actually going to the Mac store, and back then they had just introduced the magnets
On the
at
doors.
the top of the doors for crooks not to get out. Obviously closed by
Lock
the
'em
people
in.
at the till, right? And so we knew about that. So friend A who was the driver, was holding the door open because he knew, we were was up to no good. So friend B and myself go up and, I ended up paying for these zigzags, and the guy ended up taking my money but didn't give me the zigzags. So I was like, okay, well, I said no zigzags. And no beef jerky. So I grabbed a piece of beef jerky and I put it in my back pocket, right? And my friend B's like, yeah, no zigzags, no beef jerky. And he grabbed this jar of beef jerky and he crotches it.
I know that jar.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Are you friends with that jar?
Yeah.
So I'm like, Jesus Christ. Friend B, this is out of hand, right? So he's arguing with him. In the meantime, I grabbed my beef jerky and I put it back, and the guy saw me put it back, the guy behind the till, right?
Yeah.
And so another guy comes out from the back, and he's like, oh, what's the problem? And he's like, the first guy behind the till was like, call the cops. So the cops end up being called. Eventually, we end up deciding to leave the store, right?
Yeah.
And friend A was actually holding the door open, so we weren't actually locked into the store. So then what happened was we end up getting into the vehicle, and friend A ends up starting the vehicle up, and we could hear the cop cars coming. He's like, oh
Oh, did they have
shit, man."
sirens on?
Yeah, the
Oh,
cops are coming.
fuck.
We could hear the sirens just coming, right?
So
And it wasn't just one cop car,
Yeah.
right? It was
So the
like-
guy said they were getting robbed.
or something
Yeah.
was going on,
That's
right?
bullshit.
Obviously, because Jeremy is still at this time. He had
Friend A, friend B. Okay.
Yeah, Gerbil had the
Yeah,
fucking jar
Gerbil.
down his pants still.
So anyways, he ended up actually still having the beef jerky
Yeah.
crotch, right? So we end up actually we're still in the vehicle, and you end up actually hearing the cop cars come in. So cop cars end up coming in. My buddy in the car ends up actually shutting the car off.
Smart.
And so the cops end up getting out of the car, end up showing up to my friend's vehicle, and they're like, okay, you guys get out of the car. So we end up getting out of the car, hands on top of the roof, and so what happened was there was this female cop, and she starts looking in the car. She ends up opening the passenger door, which was, I was riding shotgun. So she ends up opening up the door, and she starts looking through the car, and I was like, hey, you're not allowed to fucking do that. And she's like, she turns around and looks at me. She's like, shut the fuck up. And I was like, fuck you, you cunt.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I feel this massive hand on the back of my head, and just the hand just ends up grabbing me, throwing me on the ground. I end up getting hogtied, right?
Nice.
And I end up being chucked in the back of this cop car, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm just fuming. My shirt was like, just
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
fitted
torn to
shirt. The
shit.
neck part was like out to here, at the next day or whatever. Anyway, so what happened was, friend A was actually going through some kind of thing with his girlfriend where they were actually moving a bunch of her stuff and whatever. So there was a couple garbage bags in the back that belonged to her. Lo and behold, I didn't know that, or none of us knew that there was a dildo in one of these bags. And so I was hogtied, and I was so mouthy with those cops that these cops, and one of the cops actually thought it was extremely funny. So one of the cops both of the cops end up coming over to the cop
With
car.
the dildo?
With the dildo in their hand.
Oh, that's
right?
awesome.
And no, it actually isn't awesome, right? So what happens was the cops end up coming over, and my head is just barely like on the door, right? They open up the door, my head falls kind of out of the doorway, and the one cop's like, "Hey, you little faggot." He's like, "You like this?" And he's like this. Boom, boom, smacking the dildo right in my face, smacking in my eye, ramming it in my mouth. I'm like trying to move my head out of the way.
What color?
Slapping.
What color was the dildo?
Oh, it was a pink one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking
dude,
awesome.
it was sickening. It was disgusting. I can't believe these pigs ended up doing that.
That is
It was
actually
just
funny though.
It was disgusting, man. And they were just laughing their head off, just pointing, just bam, and smacking me over the head with the dildo over and over and over, trying to ram it in my face and playing around with my ears.
How did
smacking me in the
you
back
how
of
did
the
you
head.
get it not to go into your mouth? Like, were you like locking your jaws and shit?
No, I had my mouth closed,
They were
man.
trying to push it in there,
Yeah,
though.
they were trying to just.
Did they
ram
get
it
the
in
tip
there.
in your mouth?
Get the fuck out of here! Of
It's
course
a,
they
it's a
did.
legit question. They get the tip in your mouth.
No, man. They were just trying to ram it in my mouth. Obviously, I had my mouth.
Did they make your
closed.
mouth like go up and down?
Get the fuck out of here!
Like slow?
Get the fuck out
Come
of
on,
here!
I want more of a description.
No, it's so
Sneaky tease.
Give me
Sneaky tease.
a bit more of a description there. That's funny because you gave up your fucking person A and person B like pretty quick into the fucking.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a
that
cut.
was
That's
awesome.
an
No,
edit.
You did good.
That's okay. You can
Yeah,
edit
yeah.
it.
No, we'll fuck.
You can edit it.
Oh, okay. So then we'll just keep going then. Oh
Yeah.
fuck, man. That's hey. Can you beer me? Yeah. Thanks, boss. That is fucking fuck.
Yeah, man.
That's
so,
fucking funny, man.
Yeah, so
You can't fucking do that.
So what did they do after they were trying to violate you with this dildo?
well,
They just let you go?
No, they took him to
just-
jail.
Yeah, they took me to. They basically just held me overnight, right? And they obviously ended up holding friend B.
Yeah, yeah.
And they ended up actually charging him with theft under 1,000. Was
Yep,
it theft
yeah,
under
that's right.
1,000 or
Yeah,
theft
yeah.
under 5,000, something like
Theft
that?
under 1,000, I
Yeah,
believe,
and
yeah.
because we were over 18, he actually he probably still has that on his record.
No,
unless
he got it off because
did he
he
get
went
it?
got a pardon.
Oh yeah.
Fuck
But-
that's actually a good cop story, man.
Oh.
That's
Well,
funny.
you
What
know
were you
what?
charged
I
with?
honestly,
Stealing beef jerky. Fuck, that's
yeah,
so
you know
wrong.
what? Honestly, like at first when it had actually happened, friend A was pretty embarrassed because
Oh, yeah.
because what had happened, and I was like, dude, you're embarrassed. I was like, imagine having two cops slap your face with a fucking pink dildo, trying to shove it in your ear and your eyeball and your mouth, you know,
For like-
up on your
For
nose.
like 10 minutes.
Yeah, they literally like they were having fun, man. I remember looking up and I was like this. I was like, "Ugh," like with my mouth closed, right? Obviously. And
So you
Why
didn't,
you point to me? I don't believe his mouth was
you
closed
didn't
at
think
all.
to give it a couple licks?
get out of here.
With your wet, moist lips.
Get out of here, buddy. So, anyways, what happened was, I remember looking up, right? Because I
Fuck,
was
that's
I was fuming mad, man. And I remember looking up at them, and I could just one guy was bald with glasses, and the other one just had short hair. And I remember looking up at them, and they were just laughing, having the funniest thing, almost like they were just kept adding gasoline to the fire,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't gonna end up getting any bigger, the fire rate. Oh Jesus, man! It
Yeah,
was,
well,
it was. I mean, you know what?
You're hog-tied, man. You're at their
you're-
mercy.
Yeah, you're not gonna end up doing anything, right? And for the longest time, I didn't say anything. And when I ended up telling you the story,
Well, then the mouth took it
Jimmy
to the
mouth,
south.
Jimmy Mouth of the South.
Yeah, everybody knew about that
Oh,
then.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, 'cause I forgot-
it had taken. I
Yeah.
think what was it about? I think it was about maybe 8 or 10 years. It was about that line.
Before that story came out.
Before I actually ended up telling it, because I was so at first I was really embarrassed about it because it
Well, yeah,
happened
you got
to me,
violated.
right? But by the third time I ended up telling it, a lot of people were laughing, and I was like, it's not funny, man. But it actually, in a way, it kind of is, right?
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. It
It
was
is
funny,
funny.
but back when the mouth
Yeah.
told us.
Oh yeah. And so, anyways, like, you know, like
That's
I said,
fucking
when
awesome.
I've actually told that story, you know, to people that hadn't heard it in the past, they just ended up killing themselves laughing, man. So,
Yeah.
and obviously, you know, friend A and friend B, I've never actually brought it up to either one of them. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm sure they, I don't know. I'm sure one of them.
They probably laugh every time they see you coming up the driveway. Hey, friend A and friend B, remember that we saw C over there take a cock in the face?
Yeah, I guess so, man.
Fucking asshole. But see, that's kind of like that was kind of one of the cool things, though, is like we fucked with the cops a lot, you know what I mean? And they were kind of dickheads to us, but they weren't like, you know, beating us and shit either, right? You know, so
Yeah, that's true.
it was kind of tit for tat, right? Like, I mean, you know.
So
Yeah, we did end up actually doing a lot of bad stuff up.
So
up at
what's
that
your
next door.
what's your stance on the respect for police officers nowadays?
Well, you know what? It's honestly, it's a hard job, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I like personally, I would never be able. I'd never be able to do it. I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky guy, right? I like to joke around and stuff.
Yeah.
I can't be an asshole every day.
Yeah. That'd
You
be
know,
tough.
I would. It is a hard job. I can't do it. I don't know if any one of you guys can. If you guys can, just make sure when you catch the guy, just bring it over. Else you will go 50-50 on the sales, and then we'll go take it from there, right? You know what I mean?
So you'd be a corrupt ass cop for
No,
sure.
I don't want to be a cop.
Yeah.
He wants to be. He wants to reap
I'll-
the benefits from a dirty cop.
I'll be your friend, right?
Oh, you're hilarious.
Yeah. Remember, I'm friend C.
Hey, any more info on that cop that just got stabbed? Was she an actual cop and killed?
I don't know. I didn't really look at it.
Fuck. At a homeless camp, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, something has to happen with this. The whole Lower Mainland's a ticking time bomb right now, man.
I think
Like
so
you
too.
can see it. Like
Well,
people are getting beat up with bats and assaulted outside stores. Fucking and you want to know something? Like everybody was just waiting for somebody to get murdered by one of these, by a homeless person or whatever, and it just so happens to be a cop. I wonder what they're gonna do now. Are they gonna round them all up and, you know, take them all to jail or what? Like
yeah,
what?
I don't know. Well, things got to change though too, because like I mean, they're letting these guys out. Like they're stabbed. Like even
It's
that
the catch and release program.
Yeah,
or
even that
whatever. That's
fucking,
fucking bullshit.
Even that hooker that fucking drugged that dude or whatever and killed him. They released her on 50 grand bail.
Didn't she get 13 years in jail?
No. She just recently fucking drugged a bunch of dudes and
Yeah, that's right.
and the guy died.
Yeah.
That's right. I did actually hear about
Yeah,
that.
that's manslaughter, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so they released her on
Yeah.
50 grand bail. I
Well,
mean, like,
you know, on top, you know, yeah, on top of that, you know, like, yeah,
I think-
that is a different work for a female, a different type of or a different line of work for a female to end up doing.
yeah,
There's
but
some
they don't have
pros
to
and-
fucking rob people and drug
No,
them. Like, I mean, that's
yeah,
fucking...
no, but you know what? Also, like, what I was thinking was that, you know what? Sometimes some bad things. Like, I'm not saying the girl was in the rights to do that, but I'm sure she's probably ended up having the others, like the shit end of the stick at times, right?
Yeah, but two
So-
wrongs don't make a right.
No, I totally agree with you, man.
Yeah,
I
true,
totally
true.
agree
Maybe
with
she
you,
got
right?
fucking...
No, I
beat and
I
raped.
honestly hope they
You
throw
never
the
know.
fucking book out of her,
No,
because if
yes,
any
I
man
do-
was
I
to
do.
do that to a woman, holy fuck, he'd be brought
Yeah.
up on so many counts
Yeah,
of
that's
fucking
true.
charges and whatever.
That's
Like
true.
fuck.
That's true. But
It's true.
what I'm getting
It
at
is
is that
true.
you never know where
Throw the book.
her headspace is at, right?
Yeah,
You know.
probably on drugs.
Well,
Yeah, you
fuck
never
no.
know.
I mean, fuck, your headspace is like, fuck, I'm drugging these people and robbing them. She's a fucking criminal.
Yeah. Well.
Send her to fucking jail.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, there's no fucking, no getting out for the next 15 years. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah.
But, you know, hey, hold on. She's just going to fucking get a ankle bracelet and a fucking slap on the wrist and, 3 years probation for fucking manslaughter.
Yeah, you never know, man. So
Well,
you know
we're
what?
gonna see.
They,
I mean, like fucking like Bill Cosby raped somebody or drugged people, right? He didn't kill anybody, but fuck, man, he did some time. So fuck, this bitch should do time too.
yeah.
Fuck her.
Absolutely.
Well, like they've said, you ever want to commit a murder and get less time, always come to Canada, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's
That's why
horrible,
people
man.
from other countries,
even
when they
know-
come here, they're like, "Holy fuck, man! What? Like, I
Yeah.
could stab the shit out of this guy, and I might
I can cut this guy's head off on a fucking Greyhound and not really serve any fucking jail time, and that guy's walking free. Apparently,
That's horrible.
that's cutting somebody's fucking head off.
And that's another thing that I think they're gonna have trouble with the mental health thing, and then the jail time, because now so many people are in the system because they've been on drugs before and they're all fucked up. So they're actually in the system that have, like it says, mental health. So now when they're doing these fucking crimes,
Yeah.
you know, now that they're doing these crimes, it's like they're instantly, it's mental health.
Yeah,
So-
everything's mental health. How about the fact that you're fucked up on drugs? Mm-hmm. How about the fact, like, hey, you want to know something? When people get behind the wheel of a car and they're drunk, they automatically don't go, fucking mental health. Right? But, you know, like somebody's
schwacked
fucking
on
blitzed
drugs.
on fucking drugs and they kill somebody and they're like, oh, well, he has mental health issues. That's why he does drugs. Well, maybe somebody has mental health issues and they drink. Right? Like, fuck. I don't know. Like, I can't wrap my head around it. Like, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, fucking throw them all in fucking prison.
Well, I kind of agree with you there, sort of.
Yeah.
But that guy that cut the head off on
Is
the
he not
gray,
walking around now?
he might be, but he was actually he was off his medications for schizophrenia.
That's right.
Yeah, but still, it doesn't fucking excuse him for fucking cutting the head off
No.
somebody and walking the
No.
streets now.
But
It doesn't excuse it.
What
Lock him up for
what
life.
I'm getting at is, why was he out? Not like they have to monitor these people and keep them on their drugs.
On their drugs, but you
Yeah.
want to know something? That's against their fucking rights to have somebody follow them around like their fucking mother and say, "Just take your pills, take your pills, take your pills, take your pills."
Well, no, you're right. You're right. If they're not capable of taking their pills on time or when they need them, then they have to be monitored. It's like when people aren't capable of looking after themselves, and then you just expect them to look after themselves, and they can't do it. So you're basically throwing.
We need hospitals back. We need Riverview
Yeah.
back. These guys
So
need a place to
that's
live.
right.
So-
They need a place
so
where
should
they
we-
have to be monitored, and unfortunately, the taxpayers will have to pay for that.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Let's start fucking paying for it now. But should we have a whole level of forgiveness for this guy that cut the fucking head off a fucking mother or a father, a son, or fucking whatever? Guy never got to really experience his life. Should we have a level of forgiveness because he had mental health issues?
Well, here's the deal.
Then who's to fucking blame?
If he ever gets to the point where he's thinking clearly, I mean, that's punishment enough, kind of, in a way.
Fuck.
It should.
That is a
That being
cop-out.
said,
I would disagree.
maybe, but I mean, obviously, it shouldn't have happened. It should never happen again. But it's gonna happen. It's gonna keep happening. These people that are living down in the east side or in Vancouver and Hastings and shit.
Yeah.
Well, did you
It's-
hear today? Just RCMP, a female cop just got killed because they were taking a homeless
Got stabbed to death.
taking a homeless camp apart.
Oh no.
Yeah, so the dude just killed her.
Yeah,
so
and you called it,
it's
Rob.
gonna hit the fan, man.
But that's the thing. Like, it's just gonna keep happening because these people they're messed up. Like, it's
And I get it.
beyond
I get it.
belief.
I get it. But you want to know something? Then like I totally agree with you.
And it might come to the point where we have to start. I mean, the police are going to be scared now.
Yeah.
And they are already, but they're going to be more scared, and they're going to start shooting people. I mean, it's going to be ridiculous.
It is.
Another thing is, I was driving by, it might have been, I think it was even on Hastings. I was driving by Hastings, and you know those counselors that go with the cops and stuff?
Yeah.
They were like right beside the people. I mean, like, she was right talking to them like they're friends. Like, I mean, within 12 inches, like almost like they're a brother and sister. That is dangerous, man. Like, I mean, we've cleaned up a couple of these camps and stuff
yeah,
before,
man.
and these motherfuckers are basically saying they're gonna bust a brick over our heads and shit. Like, you know. So I think they need to go through a protocol, because they shouldn't be standing so close to these guys.
They should,
and maybe
and
she doesn't get stabbed. I don't know. We don't know the full reports, but hopefully they're gonna trickle in here.
I think that you are right. You know what? And there should be a few people that, like, I don't know how many people were there in vicinity of it happening. But you know, like you said, if that girl ends up going, and then it was a cop as well going in, there's got to be more people being involved.
Well, they were
right?
with all the bylaw officers as well, right? But I guess the guy just snapped and said, "Fuck you, that's my shit," and just started stabbing her.
You know, like here, just hear me out. We actually have a pretty good, I don't know if you call it a work safe protocol or whatever, but we actually do at the place that I work at, where we go down there and we fucking, like, when it comes to evict people out of a fucking front of a store, we help them out. We give them bags.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Money.
like, hey, you can't stay here. You know, we talk to them. We give
Here's
them
10
money. We give them
here's
fucking
$10. You want some donuts? You want a coffee?
yeah, like we help them out in
we
a
bribe
sense where
them.
where we bribe them, to the point where they think that, oh, well, these guys are cool. I'll just move
Let's
on
not
to help
stab
them.
them.
Out. Let's not stab them and whatever, right?
So do you guys ever end up encountering like people end up getting
I threatened to
totally
I
out of line,
threatened to
getting
bust one guy
threatened?
over the head with a shovel. That guy down at remember in Richmond ICBC there, where we moved all
yeah,
this
yeah.
shit to ICBC, and he kept getting in your face. And I was like, "Listen here, you motherfucker!
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
fucking smash you." and then we loaded up all of his shit, and we were like, "Where do you want us to move it?" He's like, "ICBC." So the ICBC was all closed off.
Yeah.
So we ended up throwing all of his shit in there, and we had it was 2 loads we had to do for
yeah.
this guy.
Really?
The first load went in the gate, and then when we went back with the second load, they had actually closed the gate. So all of his shit was on over this 12-foot high fence. So we just whipped it over the fence and said, "See you later, man."
He's like, "Wait, man, you gotta drop it to a different place."
And we were like, "Fuck you, we do. Don't come back to that other place."
Please. Here's another $20. I throw it out the window.
But he was very, very
he got it super
possessive, like
and aggressive.
about his things, and I understand that. And whether they're a hubcap or a fucking rock or a stick, it was his.
Yeah.
And we weren't there,
Yeah,
and we weren't
yeah,
there to grab it and throw it in the dump. We waited around for fucking 4 hours for this prick,
To
right?
help move them, yeah.
Yeah, most of them aren't. I mean, that's all they got. So,
Yeah.
you know, I got a storage locker full of stuff that I'm possessive about.
So that's true.
Yeah, but here's the problem is, you're right. Everyone's going to have to chip in, man. Put the taxes up. Get these, like, I mean, they're walking around like fucking zombies right
Yeah,
now,
man.
man.
Oh,
Like,
I
it's
know.
it's crazy,
is.
man.
It is
Any of them,
absolutely
when they
crazy.
carry knives and stuff, they should not be allowed to have knives, fucking baseball bats, nothing.
Yeah, but how do you stop them all? Like, you know what I mean? The police, what are they going to do? Frisk everybody and say, "Hey, everybody
Yeah,
that has a knife."
I ain't fucking
Bring it
frisking
out.
one of them.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
problem
well,
right
that's
there in
another thing.
itself, right?
You know,
Okay.
You give me some Kevlar fucking equipment or something, I'd go in there and frisk them. Some chainmail, like they use for diving and shit. But you want to know something though? Like when we drive down, Sarajevo, fucking, Main Street there.
Oh yeah, it's
I see
bad.
more naked male ass and penis than I see naked women. So I really get upset with that, and I have to call my fucking girlfriend. There's no word of lie, and I'm like, when I get home, can I please just see your ass and your vagina? And she's like, yes. And she knows exactly why, because I explained to her why. It's true. I see so many fucking
They
dudes
have their
just-
pants down constantly now.
Really?
Yeah,
it
they
fucking,
do that question mark where they pass
yeah,
out.
and it gets on
And-
you.
Oh
And
yeah,
their
I'm not
pants
kidding.
are
and then
like-
a pants
and-
fall. Yeah.
And that there wasn't meant to be funny. That there gets to me. Like, it fucking brings me down when I see that. I'm like, holy fuck.
Hey,
I'm
so-
a healthy guy, got a job. I shouldn't be seeing this much fucking penis and fucking male ass ever in my life. So I call my, she send me a picture or
So
something.
what is that?
Okay, we're gonna take a little bit of a break.
No. Hold on. I just got one thing. We'll take a little break. But Alex, how would you take care of the homeless problem?
Oh, you don't want me to answer?
No, I do. I want you to truthfully answer it.
No, I can't answer that.
You're wearing a mask, dude.
wearing
You
a
can